Have you heard about the learning zones? Okay, so I'm going to do a quick recap. I think it's 70% of people kind of exist in the comfort zone. So they're fairly close minded, change is uncomfortable. That's a large percentage, right? 70%. 20% of us are in the learning zone, which is totally my playground. So I'm always loving to learn, grow, change, try new things. The last 10% is called the high risk or the danger zone, which might be people who are, making risky choices. So I think for me, the first part of that answer is, well, I've always really been interested in personal, professional development, self actualization, transcendence, all those kinds of things. And the second half of that story, of that answer, is really my story, which is I'd been an entrepreneur, I'd been a private practice therapist for about 23 years, owned my own business. And a lot of things have changed. So here in the States, we went to managed mental health. There was a real focus on pathologizing people, which I fundamentally disagree with. And all the things with electronic health records and things meant what I loved about being a therapist, which was working with people and helping them change their lives so that they could heal, was overshadowed by all the crap, all the things that I didn't want to do, administrative kinds of things, and just, boy, it took a lot of the joy out of what I was doing. Enters a really good friend of mine from college. So I had a friend of mine from college who's I'd call him a serial entrepreneur. He was a millionaire. He was back in town, actually for a really sad reason. His dad had passed away. And he said, hey, while I'm home, do you have time for lunch? So we met. We had this lovely conversation over lunch, probably had an hour and a half, 2 hour lunch. And in it, he brought out this list. It's actually, now I know it's the emotional guidance scale of feelings from at the top, the upward spiral, joy, empowerment, love, down to the very bottom of hopelessness, despair, hopeless, helpless victim feelings like there's nothing you can do. And we had this really fascinating conversation about where he was on the scale. And he actually asked me, where are you? And I realized the goal was to be in the upward spiral. And I realized that I was content or at the first step down in the downward spiral, which is a little bored. And I realized, I don't think I'm feeling inspired or very engaged anymore. I was really good at what I was doing, but I didn't feel fulfilled with it anymore. At the end of our lunch, he said to me, you really should become a professional executive coach, because I know 20 multimillionaires in Omaha, where we live, we're in the central US, who could have a conversation, who would love to have a conversation like this and someone to talk through these things with. And that was brilliant. And I realized, I thought, okay, well, let me look into this. I didn't know very much about coaching at the time. And when things just align because you're really living out your true calling, all these things fell into place beautifully. A month later, I had found the best postgraduate coaching program I could find, went to it, got certified, made a beautiful business plan. Well, I'll be a therapist part-time and I'll be a coach part-time. And you know what? I was having so much fun. It was just so fun as a coach. And I realized the kind of impact I could have would be so much bigger working with impact leaders. And I don't know, it led to a whole host of changes.